All right, y'all. So while my phone is charging, I'm going to go ahead and start on another topic, and I'm using my letters. So the next topic can be on how we can return to ourselves. We talked earlier about how we lose ourselves and different examples on how we could lose ourselves. But we can regain that back. Um, it's a process. Everything is a process when it's coming to trying to better yourself. Um, is it an easy process? Um, for me, it hasn't been as bad because, again, I'm still relatively healthy when it comes to stimulation and being able to function at a very um, advanced level. And I know that you can return to yourself. And it takes time. So they give examples on how we can begin to, and I'm going to try to keep this as stable as I can because I am holding it in my hand and I'm trying to read, and I want to give you guys a background so that it's not just a dark screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave up um, these videos that I'm recording today, but I will be deleting them on tomorrow because I'm not too happy with the backdrop, or maybe I might leave them up. I don't know. It's just I'm very picky when it comes to my stuff that I upload. That's why I'm really hard on myself earlier when I was trying to record and I started blabbering and then just going just completely not in the direction that I was wanting to go, but I still recorded and I had like that about myself. So, but one of the main ways or one of the mentions that they say on how we can find ourselves again is being gentle with all of ourselves. And I talked yesterday on how we all have different personas, whether we want to admit it or not. We have to be gentle with each persona that we have. Um, and again, we want to do that healthily, and you want to know when to change off and get into that certain persona. But I'm want to try to explain it in a way where, because I'm not talking about a schizophrenia person or someone who has like a mental like issue. I'm talking about like for content creators, for instance. This is what my small business is: me recording books and stuff that I read, and I let you all know in my best form on the knowledge that I've obtained, or different topics or different discussions that the book provides. And I also give you guys the book information so that way you guys can read it for yourself. Because maybe my understanding of it is probably not, or probably won't be your understanding of it. And that's okay. Like, we all have differences of opinions. That's why I provide the information so that way you guys can look into it as well. But again, I'm talking about, I'm not trying to, I have to put this disclaimer out because I have to be very, very careful, because I know sometimes I say things and I don't want to trigger anyone. And I don't want to make fun of any diseases, sicknesses, illnesses that people really do have. Because again, we all know that I have disabilities, so I'm not saying that I'm undiagnosed. I'm perfect. I'm considered what they would say being normal. Have all my scruples. I mean, I can go on and on and on with many ways that you can say things about people who actually do have a personality dysfunction. But I'm saying, if you're going to be on a platform, a public platform, and it's the main source of how you make money, you have to know, and you have to, I mean, I've heard it before, like if you start your content with a certain persona, you have to kind of upkeep that. And I find that to be true, because people that you may have had as audience before with a certain type of persona may tend to not like if you change it up. Yeah, I find that to be very true. You have to kind of, and once you do start putting content out, people do miss you if you take a break every now and then, just to relax or go on vacation, enjoy yourself, like actually enjoy the money that you worked hard to get. You put in the production, you put in the long hours, you put in the sweat, you put in the tears, you put in the ups and the downs, because it has, recording and being a content creator does have its downfalls. It is not all, good every day. I think we can all vouch and say that. But getting back to the topic at hand, being gentle with ourselves. When we are having a bad day, and maybe it shows in our content by how we speak, by the things that we post. Because people pay attention. People know when we're having a not so good day, or just saying that they're used to you posting at a certain time, and you post a little bit later than your normal time, because they're keeping up with your schedule. If they're your real audience, they're going to want to, and if they really, really like you, they're going to be up waiting or anticipating when you're going to show yourself again, when are you going to put out more of your content. And that's why, if you're going to go in a business as such, you have to be consistent, because people, and I know once I'm really fond of a person, if they don't come around, or if they, like I said, if there's a delay in anything, I'm going to start thinking like, man, I really like that person. What happened to them? Like, why aren't they? And then you get to searching, and you're just like, well, it's an abandonment thing too. When you have abandonment issues already, sorry to say, folks, but it can trigger like, wow, this person. That's why it's good to not be so hard on yourself. Not to, I don't know how to really say it. Because if you get too attached, that can be an attachment issue as well. It's just a lot. And I feel like I'm rambling, but this is good because I'm kind of like still engaged as part of, talking it out. But yeah, at the end of the day, just being gentle with yourself. And if you know you're one of those people who can get mad at any little thing, even if it's not something that you should get mad at, or because people, you got to understand that, or I should say, speaking for myself, we have to understand that whatever we dish out or we put out into the universe is going to throw it back at us. So, we got to be mindful about that. So that's why if you put out good, you can still be, funny. You can still be if that's how you naturally are now, because people are going to know if you're not, a genuinely funny person, or a person who's just very comical at its best, like naturally. But it's just, there's a time and I can say this over and over because it's true. There's a time and a place. It's a time when to joke. It's a time when to get into character. It's a time to be serious. Situational awareness. That's basically, it sums it up. But yeah, that's the first thing that they mentioned about how we can return to ourselves, is being gentle. Don't worry about, oh, this happened. How am I ever going to recover from this? It's a day by day thing. The next thing that the book goes into is, I let myself feel it all. And I remember, because I could relate for sure about feeling emotions, not numbing it down, not overindulging. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's going to hit you harder it's just, because you're only masking it. It's just like that post that I shared a while back ago about just putting a Band-Aid on something that's already affected. Yeah, you can put ointment, cleaner, whatever before you put a Band-Aid on top, but you still have to change that Band-Aid out after hopefully 2 to 3 days. You're not leaving it on longer than that. Now, let me get on topic. So it's just, or stay on topic, should I say. It's just, you have to allow yourself, and I know it is very, very difficult, especially for people who already developed heavy drinking, heavy smoking. Not everyone is insane like me and can just stop. I had my moments where I was drinking unconsumed. It was just like I could not stop. I couldn't stop putting the bottle down. And it was wine at the time. And I literally, and even the person that I was staying with at the time was saying, like, what in the hell? Like, you're drinking too much. And since I did curse, I'll mark this. Please don't let your children listen to this, because I did curse. I don't want to. But it was a point in time where I was drinking at probably my most heavy. I probably had a couple moments like that where it was just rocky and I was just drinking like insane amount of wine. More than I would probably eat. So most of my calories were coming from alcohol. And we do know drinking a certain amount of alcohol in a certain amount of time can lead to alcohol poisoning. That is a fact. I didn't just say that just to say it. It's factual. You can develop alcohol poisoning by drinking or consuming a certain amount of alcohol in a certain amount of time, or in a set amount of time. And what led to that was I was already in a situation where I was only limited to one part of an area, my living situation, for instance. And that's why I'm so glad that I was able to release myself from the living situation, because I felt like I was just sheltered in one specific area. Because out of the respect of my roommate, my other roommate, y'all, I go from roommate to roommate because I lost my first apartment. So it was just like, and even that was a good thing, because the area for me, again, wasn't the best, but it's just, I'm not a wealthy person to be able to live lavishly, but I got what I could afford. And the areas, y'all know, that are affordable are not the best, living areas. But Thank God for cameras, to help, kind of keep everyone safe. And thank God for those nosy neighbors, because they too, they too keep you safe. Like, and if you were doing what you were supposed to be doing, you wouldn't be worried about those nosy neighbors. That's how I look at it now. So and you know what I'm saying? So it's just like everything happened for a reason. Everything is happening for a reason. But, with all the drinking led to the uncomfortability of being in a situation, like I said, where I felt like I was limited. Yeah, I could go to the gym and do whatever I wanted to do, but still, it's just like I like to walk around, the way I like to walk around. I like to be comfortable. What if my roommate has guest over? And I'm the type of person, I'm not going to just sit in your company. If it's just a weird thing, like, why would I be sitting in your company? That's your company. Like, I don't want to. And even if they're family, non-family, it doesn't matter. It's just a respect thing for me. Like, I feel like that's your company. You should, engage in your company. I'm not going to be in the midst of, your company. That's just out of respect. But I just felt like it was just not working for me. And then I just started the heavy drinking. At that time, I wasn't smoking any Black and Milds. I started the Black and Mild smoking when I moved here, like on my own. And I've been here. We all know the story. I don't have to keep going. But and again, that situation was starting to become out of hand, and very costly too. And we can go back to what I said about the video of how could you return to yourself? Because I still want to keep it in the same, within the same topic, but I'm kind of branching off a little bit, but it's still all inclusive. So how can you say that you want to start up a small business of your own when you can't even control your vices? Like, and that's how a lot of people who, when they make it, they kind of they forget. Not everyone, because we still have some successful, and it's hard because when you have so much money that you can literally do anything, it's I can see it being very easy to fall into really bad drug addiction, really bad sex addiction, because you literally have the money to do so, and you get caught up. Well, if you made a commitment to be set someplace at set time and you're not there because you can't get up, you got a hangover, you in the bathroom still trying to shit out all the crappy food that you ate. And again, I'm not going to post this for kids, so kids shouldn't be watching this anyway. Well, if it's cursing, let me reverse that. If it's cursing, children should not be watching this. And with certain topics too, I don't think is very sensitive to children's ears. So parents, be mindful. Just a disclaimer, but it's hard. But for some of us, not all of us go down that path where we end up self-destructing. Some of us actually do recover from hard things, like the book says. Like, it says it itself. Like, it can happen. But the most part is we just want to be able to feel. We don't want to numb down and make matters worse. not facing your trauma and just masking it with something else. I can go on and on, but another good thing that they mentioned was I can take care of the softest version of me in trying to return back to ourselves. I have a soft side. I have a soft side. I would say probably a good 80%. So I can actually, and now more so, I'm thinking, I'm reflecting, I'm like, dang, like you really could have changed things had you just was listening and paying attention to the subliminals that were being said to you. Again, that's why it's very, 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 very important to be able to control your vices. And because some people don't get a chance to mend things once things get destroyed. But again, we're not being hard on ourselves. We're learning. And we're wanting to get better. Now, again, I said they mentioned to take care of the softest version of ourselves. And like I said, I'm a pretty soft person to get along with, or I'm very emotional. So I do like to, when I know that people are struggling, and if people, because for instance, California is really expensive, for one. And I just remember those times when I was barely able to pay my rent, but I still was doing it. And I just, y'all, sometimes I didn't have food, and and I would just drink water, and I still, like, and not to get emotional, but it just amazes me that I've just come a long, long way, and I still and now is my time to give back. Because I wasn't thinking not everyone is as strong as me. Not everybody can, like I said, just stop or limit certain things. Now, I know I've always been the different one out of my siblings. I've always known that. We've already talked about that. And I'm pretty sure they always knew that. So I don't know. I was always probably harder on them than I was probably with an associate. And why I say that, I don't know, because they were, and it wasn't like they were mean to me or anything. My siblings never were mean. But I think they knew, and I knew I was just always different from them. But we still tried to, because we had to live in the same household. We couldn't be, but I didn't realize that how much of an effect it would have been for me. Because for some reason, I just knew that they were gonna try to make something out of themselves, like make something. And y'all, even being around or amongst the not so best crowd, I still managed to, and this was before I would do any protection work to try to protect my mind and whatnot. This is way back before then. I was in situations where I knew could have caused the demise of me or the death of me, and I don't know. It's just, for some reason, I just assumed that everything was still gonna work out, and it didn't. But again, now is my time to fix the years that were damaged. And I am showing a more softer side because I am very, the 20% that is hard and very brutal and very, I wouldn't say vengeful, but very hard and very brutal, is very intense. And if I'm already an aloof person, it makes it even harder because that makes that 20% more like 100%. Because an aloof person is very like, I hear you, but do I hear you? And that can be very, that's why I try to, again, it comes with the persona. We have to know when to not be a bitch all the time. Not everything is a game. Not everything is a joke. And even though I can't bring back the people who weren't strong and gave up, the good thing is I do believe that there are angels that watch over us. So they still can see the blessing that's forming out of all of the chaos or amongst the chaos. And I'm happy about that. Another good thing that they mentioned on finding ourselves, and I'm trying to hold, I'm holding the camera and I'm flipping the page, so if the camera seems kind of wobbly, y'all just know that I'm trying to multitask. So the other good thing that they mentioned is I'm on my own side in trying to return to myself. I've always said that no matter what, I will always be my own representative, because I already know, for one, it takes money, a whole lot of it. If you have that, you're good. When we know my situation, you know what I'm doing now to try to help myself. Because again, California is expensive. And when you act on impulse like I did, that makes California even more expensive. So what do I have to do now to get back to myself? Being my own voice, in a sense. Producing things as far as content, recording things, making sure that I have my back. Make sure that I stay on top of what needs to be done. Like I got a notice on another bill that needs to be paid, and I know it's due tomorrow, but I would definitely pay it on today. I'm gonna wash my clothes and then I'll pay it probably sometime this after I wash my clothes. I just wanted to get this video up, but I did get the notice, and it will be paid. Again, responsibilities. And why do you guys think that I posted that video before I came in to give an update? Because I knew time is still moving. Just because I'm busy doesn't mean the content stops. The world still goes round and round. It really does. Like, everyone's busy. There's money to be made. There's bills that need to be paid. There's lights that need to be kept on. There's water. There's everything. I'm not the only one that has bills or debt that needs to be paid. A lot of people, probably a lot of other people do. So what do? We work. There's no excuse of I can't get out of bed because I was irresponsible and didn't take precaution from the night before, or having a runny stomach because I'm not eating the best foods. That's nobody's responsibility but yours, or but mine, shall I say. Again, even though I might have a runny stomach or I'm not feeling well because of negligence on my own, I still have to get up and do my duties. Again, nothing stops. You just have to suck it up. And this is why you want to become a responsible citizen. No matter where you stay, you still want to be responsible enough to get up, do what you have to do, and then enjoy yourself. But enjoy yourself where you're still able to get up in the morning and do what needs to be done. Because if you don't do it, someone else will. And we can take that as any means necessary. I take it serious. So I know I'm going to get my butt up and I'm going to do what I have to do. So with that, I'm going to go on to, they did say, I think it's a couple more other things that they mentioned on how we can return. Okay, so it says, I return to nature. And that's exactly what I did, or what I'm doing now. Moving around, staying active like how I normally would do. Not staying in seclusion or just working and coming home. Getting food delivered, that's not the best. Actually enjoying the weather. Getting in that workout. Doing the things that I like to do. I do like to move. I do like to walk. I do like to take pictures. I do like to see things. I've always been an outside person. I know I used to like to walk around my mom's house, or when I would go to my dad's house. I used to walk around. I always was an outside person. I didn't lie about that. I do like being outside. I do like to walk. So and I used to like to be nosy because I don't know, without saying too much, but I do like sometimes. Again, I'm just gonna say that I do like to walk and I like to explore things, and I don't know. But another thing it mentions is I can accept that nothing will change until I do. Nothing changes. And I want change today. I wanted change probably almost a year ago now. Good change, because change can be bad too. And I really don't like hearing bad news. I really don't, because it just But again, nothing changes until we do. And I wanted this change. The change should have happened a long time ago. I embrace it. Y'all can literally be, it can literally be like for instance, when I was recording earlier, people probably were just like, because I was sitting down, sitting Indian style, and I had my bags on the side, and I just had my camera out. And then sometimes when I'm putting the letters out in random places, people kind of are like, what is she doing? But not in a bad way. And I'm just so in my own world, I don't even look at them or see them because I'm focused on what I'm doing. But I mean, I can tell by the pause, like why it takes them so long to like move on to what they're doing. They're so in tune to what I'm doing. And it's just like, I'm so, would it be the word enthralled? I don't know. But we're going to use it anyway. It sounds right. So I'm so enthralled in what I'm doing. It's just, it's like second nature now. And I know my body's in tune to getting up at a certain time. I don't care how late I go to bed. I'm going to get up. My body's going to naturally get up. Thankful to the good Lord. But my body's going to naturally wake up. I'm going to naturally have my Bible beside me. I'm going to naturally have the book I'm reading beside me. And I'm going to automatically be like, okay, you see the time. And speaking of time, y'all, I'm going to be syncing I do have a Samsung watch. I wasn't thinking when she set up, oh, thank God for that nice sales rep that helped me out. I know they're sick of me, y'all, but that was my favorite location. So anytime I need to get anything done, I know I can get it done there. So kudos to them for helping me out. Now, I should have brought my watch when I was there earlier for her to sync up, but I can at least do that. It doesn't take that long to sync the watch. The phone is already synced, so all I have to do is just cut the watch on. But I do have a watch now. This is going to be very handy because y'all, I know we are going to be doing training coming up for drill. So I'm not going to, and I think that's why my sergeant said if it was okay because he knows that what I'm trying to do to support. So Sergeant, this one is for you if you're listening. I don't know if you are or not, but my page is public so anybody can tune in. All of my platforms are public. So that's why I say I don't know if you're listening because I don't know. I don't go on people's page and stalk them anymore. I'm sorry, y'all, but not stalk them, but I mean like see if they're paying attention. It's not stalk. And I mean, please, let me just throw that disclaimer out. So I don't go on people's pages just to see if they're saying anything about me anymore. That's why I still am not in tune to Facebook. Because again, I don't want to trigger myself. And then people probably are not even talking about me. I'm just so vain of a person. I guess everyone has me on their mind. I don't know. But I'm going to sync my watch up tonight. And so that way, I got off track. So we are going to be doing some training this weekend, so I'm not gonna be in my phone because of course it's drill weekend, but I'll still have my watch. Not that I will be getting any messages because nobody messages me, which is good. Don't. But when I'm able to record, I will. I did download, or I will download the Bible app. I will probably bring my Bible with me while we're away, just to keep the good aura going and the positivity, because I know we're gonna make great things happen. We're gonna continue to do great things, and I'm going to keep my commitment. I'm not going to run from my commitment anymore. I've done enough running. I'm tired of moving from place to place, and things still end up being the same. So that tells me you need to stop. You need to stop. So I got it. It's very clear. But yeah. So in case my phone is not on, my watch will still be on. So that means that we will still be in communication. And I believe the watch, what was I going to say? Dang, I lost track of thought just that fast. Oh, with my heart rate and stuff like that. I think it does keep up with that. I am going to bring what I need so that way my energy levels and my blood levels stay up to par. So I'm going to bring what I need. I don't need much. I pretty much just take my droplets of I think it's the black root. The same stuff that I got from Walmart a couple of days ago, y'all. I'm going to be bringing that. And then my vitamins. So I'll still have that. But with the watch, I believe it does measure and keep track of my heart rate and stuff like that to make sure that my insulin doesn't go too low. 'Cause sometimes if I'm fasting for a long period of time, my blood level or sugar levels can go low. I'm going to make sure that I'm well hydrated. That's going to be another thing because we are going to be doing training. So I want to make sure that I stay hydrated and whatnot. So I do have me another water jug, and you guys know that we do bring water supply. So we do bring a water buffalo with us when we do trainings and stuff like that. So there will always be water supply. So I don't have to worry about, being dehydrated or whatnot. So I thought I had to put that out there because I didn't show you guys the watch, but yeah. So back on topic. So we already said I accept that nothing will change until I do, and we already know that that's what I'm aiming for, to change for the better, and not create more chaos. I give my body what it needs. Nutrients. That's why I went and I got those the apples, the oranges, and I'm still taking the natural supplements that I need for the nutrients that I don't get in every day. So I'm giving myself and feeding myself healthy things, not just I do like the trail mix, but the trail mix can be a little bit not the best for me to eat. I do like pork skins. I love pork skins. Again, that's not the best. What's another snack that I like that's not the healthiest that I've been overindulging? Now, beef jerky and stuff like that, that's pretty good. That's nothing but protein. But I can say beef jerky is very expensive. So I would cut back on that because it's expensive. Wings. I do love wings. I love me a good wing now. But again, it could be costly. It's not so much bad about it not being the best for you, but with me trying to watch my weight, eating good old fried wings is just not going to do it. Even though I would love to eat wings every day, but for the sake of my health, and for me to, again, regulate my blood levels, my sugar levels, my heart levels, I cannot be eating certain stuff. So that's why it was very important for me to have gotten those fruits today. I literally manifested it. And I thank God that I was able to get that. It's quick and easy for me, especially since I am going to be busy. But a good busy doing what I know needs to get done, busy doing what I love. It's not like I like being lazy. I'm doing something that I actually love. And again, I'm glad that I'm able and was afforded the opportunity to do so. But it takes money. And so, again, I know I have a job to do in a set amount of time. So I make sure it gets done so that way expenses can get paid. And with that, because I feel like I yapped enough, it's almost 45 minutes. And I wanted to get my phone charged. I am going to go ahead while it's still good on time. I feel good now because I got another video uploaded. I'm still going to be recording another video while I'm at the laundromat because I'm going to be making use of my time. I'm not going to just upload this video and go hours and hours without uploading another one. Again, the money flow has to be constant. I'm aware. I'm going to go ahead and my stuff is already prepped by the door, so I don't have to do nothing but just lift it outside and start walking to the laundromat. I already have my pods inside of my laundry basket, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of my clothes. So that way I can go ahead and set up my uniform and stuff like that. I don't have to be at work extremely early tomorrow, like I said. So I have time to utilize that time in the early wee hours of the morning to be able to get done what I need to get done. So when I'm at work, I don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to cram so much stuff. Like last night, we're going to get on last night. So yesterday, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I did not think I was going to make or meet my quota. I thought I was going to fall behind, but I was able to post what I needed, but it ended up getting posted a little bit late. Again, I know I'm only allotted a certain amount to post a day, but I try to post enough on all of my other platforms as well, not just YouTube, because again, I want to show all my platforms just as much love as I do to YouTube. I only try to utilize YouTube first, and I see the importance of why utilizing them early is because the bulk of the people who I am honoring and giving back is on YouTube. I don't follow all of the artists that I'm inspired by, but I follow most of the artists that I am inspired by. But since my platform is public, it really doesn't matter if I follow or not. I know that the artists they see who I listen to, they see who I watch. So if I'm following them or not, they are aware. But again, last night I got a little scared. I was like, oh no. But it ended up working out right. Like I said, the ebb and flow on the Bass Noun is very, and I'm very, very grateful because, they are working with me. I feel like everything is synced in. I'm not really extremely busy to the point where I can't do my second commitment. And I'm very thankful for that. There are moments in my shift where it's very, very quiet. And when that quietness goes on for that period of time, I'm like, okay, they're giving me some leeway to get what I need to get done. And I'm aware of that. I appreciate that. And I'm saying it in a public sense, so that way you all can hear it from me first, that I appreciate you guys being lenient, being patient, and allowing things to run its course. I really, really appreciate that. And it doesn't go unnoticed, not by me, because I've been paying attention. Sometimes when the phones get really, really busy, I notice that there's a delay in the phone. And why that is that's God telling me, okay, utilize this time and utilize it wisely. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and upload this video, and I'm going to go ahead and make my way down to go ahead and wash my clothes because I'm watching the time as well.